We are following new information about a homicide case involving a Maple Heights woman whose remains were found in a vacant East Cleveland lot back in June.
In the steamer with the Blitz, so I'm like, fuck it, drop a 7. Hop out the whip and send some shots and send the pussy boy to heaven.
We outside. We outside. Hey, what store is this?
It's Superior Deli.
Harvard Deli. Superior Deli?
It's Harvard Deli.
I thought this was Harvard Deli, bro.
It's Harvard Deli.
This Harvard Deli? I heard y'all was famous for y'all corned beefs.
A third person shot and killed in the same neighborhood in Cleveland in less than 24 hours.
Fuck the I stay boxed in. He made the same mistake, I slimed him out. We is not friends.
Welcome to another episode of Midwest Steppas, where we keep a situation. So get situated, grab a plate, because we about to get into the meat and potatoes of another wild story coming from out of Cleveland, straight from the Midwest. If you rocking with the channel, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Now, let's get into it. And today, we got a story that I personally find interesting. A mystery of the death of a young teen, aspiring rapper and boxer from Cleveland, and the lore, the rumors, and the twists surrounding the whole situation. So today, I want to talk about the death of 43 Crash. Now, 43 Crash was a teenage boy from 143rd and Westrope on the city's east side, but his moms and family were from the miles. One thing that I noticed about a lot of these kids is they don't come from truly struggling households. Crash will have both parents in his life and be a good student and started sports like basketball and boxing early, around 6, 7, 8 years old, where he was rumored to only lost one fight. And to make matters even crazier, Crash went to a private school for Catholics. Crash would get put out of private school due to fighting, where he would then be entered into the public school system, Collinwood. It was at Collinwood Public School where Crash would start to pick up in his street activities. It was at Collinwood where he would allegedly be introduced to Blitz gang members like B. Slimy and Drench, known members from that area. It was then where Crash would stop boxing and put on his street nigga suit, running in a circle, who called themselves Purple Hearts and Blitz.
I done sent a lot of hits. Man, Leak and Mike the Purple Hearts, yeah, that's a lot of Blitz.
Crash will be rumored to terrorize Collinwood area, him and H4L Mike.
All that dissing on the neck, that's the reason why he stretched. Dead ops up in my pack, big 10 milli on my left.
Now, I'm not sure what H4L stands for. My best guess comes from the fact that they are from the Harlem side of Huff, from like 73rd to 76, a branch of the Blitz gang that broke off. And also, their main apartment building is Lexington on 79th. Some would say Wade Park or Huff Heights area, but Harlem for life, some say, and some say it means here for LaRon, man, dead brother, who somehow drowned. You know they say black people can't swim. From that clique, Crash would start his own clique, SBG, Shakeback Gang, who was linked with SMG, Street Money Gang from over by Barlett's and Kingsman, 137 through 154 up the way.
Bro, nigga, get you some money, like nuts in the clip, and that bitch out 100. I'm a top shot, you know that I'm gunning. Them hollers fly fast like Ricky, he running.
Who has a little beef, from what I hear, with 139 area Kingsman, with rappers like Threat 39.
I know how to work my feet. I go by 30 cause she got hit with that heat, and now we smoke on ski.
Like I said, Crash and his boys would torment the Collinwood area, even allegedly the shooting outside of Collinwood. And that's important, and we'll get back to that. But eventually, a fight at Collinwood will get Crash expelled again. 43 Crash would then go to JFK, short for Kennedy, where he got cool with people like Raheem Stubblefield, aka Heen, where it was said that Crash helped Heen when Heen was getting hands put on him. But Crash and Heen friendship wouldn't last long. Rumors say that it was because Heen and H4L Man has a long-standing beef, and Crash picked Man. H4L Man was rumored to be a demon. He wore a swollen face on one side from being shot in the face at the age of 14 for trying to rob somebody on Huff.
Real demon. I took a face shot and survived, somehow I'm still screaming. I caught that body, ain't say shit, I hear him still screaming.
But it seemed that Crash's reputation must preceded him, because within the first week, Crash would get jumped at school. Mind you, Crash was a boxer. I doubt many his age would want to fight him one-on-one. By this time, Crash was running with well-known killers or future killers, all while graduating from Kennedy High with high grades, working at the dollar store, and also doing delivery on the weekend. Whole time, Crash was a loose cannon. Now stick with me, because the more I learn about Cleveland politics, the more I'm baffled. The older gangs like Blitz members are allegedly sending these younger teens off. That's like going on missions or whatnot. And upon success, they can create their own new gang under the protection of the Blitz or whatever bigger gang. They call it getting twisted. When you get down with bigger gangs like Heartless Felons, that's how we get all these new gangs popping up without the bigger gangs, the bigger well-established gangs taking them out. So that leaves us to think, what did Crash do to get his own gang? Rumors will pop up about Crash like crazy. He was making a name for himself in the streets. One rumor was about Crash and a guy named Joseph Littlejohn. Now Joseph was a young man that everyone who crossed his path had one opinion in common. And that's the bad feeling that he brought with him and the demons you could see in his eyes. Rumors were saying they had something to do with a female coming up missing and found murdered.
It's terrible what we doing to each other out here. It's sick, she didn't deserve that.
Ebony Arnold's fight to find her baby sister Michelle alive
She was cool, she was funny, she was giving and caring and loving.
shattered on June 3rd.
By like 12, 11 police cars pulled up behind Michelle and stuff, and then that's when they burned the K9 dog.
News 5 at the scene when remains were found on this vacant property on Strathmore Avenue in East Cleveland.
I was just like, I know it. But it made me sick.
Confirmation they belonged to Michelle Arnold coming soon after. More than 7 months of searching, holidays, and Michelle's 24th birthday gone by, ending with heartbreak.
Had threw trash and stuff over her body and furniture and stuff. Like she was trash, like she was nothing.
Ebony told me an anonymous tip to the East Cleveland Police Department led to search warrants and the discovery.
A grand jury just indicting a man in the murder of Michelle Arnold. And she's not the person he's accused of killing. Michelle Nix with the breaking developments.
Now that her suspected killer is officially charged with murder, we're learning more about how detectives cracked the case. The family of Michelle Arnold felt tortured, helpless, and in need of answers after her disappearance in October of 2023. A case that tragically turned from missing to murdered when her remains were found in East Cleveland on June 3rd of 2024. Now 21-year-old Joseph Littlejohn has been charged with the Warrensville Heights woman's murder and robbery, along with 7 other related crimes. Littlejohn is also currently in jail, awaiting trial in a January 2024 murder. But it was in February of last year when suspect Littlejohn's house burned down in East Cleveland that clues to Michelle Arnold's disappearance first started coming to light. 4 months later, police executed a search warrant on the remains of the burned-out home, where Arnold's DNA was found in the basement. Then on November 22nd, a tip led investigators to the suspect's mother's car. Police swabbed the trunk and found both the victim's blood and Littlejohn's DNA. Littlejohn is no stranger to police. In September of 2023, Bracknell police say Littlejohn, wearing a ski mask and in a stolen vehicle, led them on a chase with speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. He was caught after crashing into a cruiser.
Let go, whatever you have. Let it go. Let it go. It's a gun. I know it is.
Records show the 2 murders Littlejohn is now accused of, including the killing of Michelle Arnold, occurred while the defendant was released on a low bond in 2 felony weapons cases. And 19 News has learned that 1 month before Arnold went missing, the prosecutor asked the judge to revoke or increase Littlejohn's $10,000 bond. But
Crash's name even came up in the murder of Josh Shea, the sister of Chase Gang General, as well as rumors Crash had took guns from Chase Gang, probably while the general with this.
Nigga ran tripped in the blender. Crash got hit in the back. This a 3-5 a fender bender.
It was said that Crash had officially crashed out, robbing people he was once friends with, becoming a real problem in the streets. One of those acquaintances was a guy that go by the name of Dookie. From what I believe, don't quote me, from the Buckeye.
We come out that house, but I had your gun, don't lack, cause I'm on that. I been through the oop, I caught that bitch and banged it off the glass.
Crash was rumored to take a gun from Dookie before he passed. We don't know the circumstances surrounding Dookie's murder, but people noticed that after that, Crash was no longer seeming cool with a clique he used to be cool with. That's Heen from the Puck, Push-Up Kids, B Slimy from Buckeye, ZMF, Timo, aka Drench from the Buckeye, ZMF, and C3 from Chase Gang. It was rumored that B Slimy them did a drive-by on Crash after Dookie was killed, and Crash talked about that in the song.
I know you ain't active, you do drop-bys, boy, they not in style. I'm a real demon, all my niggas real tweakers.
Crash music had changed. He went from No Heart Ring to The Main Target to 43 Crash. Crash would even start dating the cousin of the H4L niggas he started hanging with. From what I believe, from what I hear, she was something else herself, into a lot of stuff, and even heard she was a Kia girl. It's safe to say Crash had beef out here, mostly internal beef from a bunch of teens that used to be cool, a bunch of children playing war games, and all this from a kid from private school going to public school and being turned out. I've seen it before where kids that's sheltered, for lack of better words, had a good home, a father in the picture, end up more worse than kids that come from the gutter. That was me, living almost these double lives, having to turn the facade on and off. That habit can prove deadly to one. Then to make matters even worse, H4L Mike, aka 1K, will get locked up for some crimes. And the crazy part is, it was said that the crimes that H4L Mike is locked up for is something that Crash did. Crash would express this in a song.
Got me venting to the beat cause I can't say this shit out loud. They like 1K for some shit I did, it's hard for me to smile.
Stick with me, because we getting deeper into the meat and potatoes. Remember that shooting I told y'all was important? It's rumored that Crash is the one who did it, and let a member named Michael Stover, aka Mad Max, take the blame.
Cleveland police are investigating a shooting outside Collinwood High School that happened around 10 o'clock this morning.
Now, thankfully, no one was hurt, but the shooter still has not been found. News 5's Nadine Abusada spoke to parents worried about their children's safety.
At Collinwood High, parents are rushing to get their children after learning about gunfire right outside their school walls.
And I was terrified. Like, my daughter was telling me they was on the floor in the classroom because of what at first she thought was an active shooter, but I guess it was just in the area.
It's scary.
It's scary, but it's nothing new.
The school says shots were fired early Wednesday and that a CMSD student was the target.
So basically, two separate people face time for crimes that Crash did and had done. Now, Mad Max was said to be one of the main faces from Buckeye, aka the Buck 116th, which has members like B-Thang, Timothy Edwards, aka Timo, aka Drench, who are overly locked with C3 from Chase Gang and them. The people that Crash allegedly robbed and had something to do with Chase Gang General's sister, right? Who also locked in with aka Push-Up Kids, or Pull Up, one of them, who Heen was a part of. Crash was definitely on the radar between him, Mike, and Man. And mind you, these are all Blitz members, really. Different cliques of the Blitz. It was said that Mad Max would then put a hit on Crash from jail. And allegedly, Heen, B-Thang, Timo, C3 took the hit. Why not? It's been friction anyways. Now, to put it out there, comparing rumors, they say it's a toss-up between C3 and Joseph Littlejohn being the fourth person on that hit. And mind you, these are just street rumors. There's no proof against 3 out of the 4 people. Okay, so you can't use this. But the story is, Crash had 2 cars. He had let Man drive one when he was in the other. Somehow, Crash got his car took for being involved in some other type of crime. I think it was a robbery or something like that. And the plate had got flock plate. You know, that's when they get your stuff on camera, and the car got took. So he went and got the car back from Man. You get what I'm saying? And now he driving the car that Man was just driving, but who know what the fuck Man was doing in the car, or who been peeping Man. Now, Crash is back driving the truck. Crash would be riding with a friend and his girlfriend and run out of gas and have to walk to the Somerset gas station on 105 in the ops hood.
Niggas say they want me dead, why you bring me up on live? I move right into the op hood, ain't no way for me to hide. Before they make my mama move, I grab my Glock and go and slide.
To fill a gas can. After getting the gas, he would go back from the gas station to the car and then put that gas in and then have to go back to the gas station, because you know them gas cans only hold enough to get you back to the gas station. That's when Crash was ambushed.
A shooting right across from a local high school leaves 1 person dead. This took place in broad daylight at a busy gas station. Caitlin McCarthy live with new details tonight. And Caitlin, this location has been a trouble spot for crime in the past years.
Chris, that's right, and the loved ones of this teen are incredibly heartbroken. This teen was shot at a gas station in the city's Glenville neighborhood, and tonight Cleveland police are working to find who took this young man's life. Grief and devastation after 19-year-old Kareem Dotson was killed at this gas station. Just before 2 p.m., police were called to this gas station at East 110th and St. Clair. Serena McKelton and other witnesses say Dotson was shot outside this black pickup truck.
A lot of shooting, pow, 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 pow. And then I kind of like turned around, and all this right here. I knew someone got shot.
McKelton was on her way home when she heard the gunshots. She tells me she's lost several people she knows to gun violence. And while it wasn't someone she knew, she's heartbroken for this young man's family.
I was hoping it wasn't no one I know, because there's been a lot of tragedy.
Neighbors are concerned of the violence in this area. Back in December, a 50-year-old man was shot and killed at this same gas station. Months earlier, in August 2022, a teen was killed blocks away from here, outside Glenville High School.
All the time, sweetheart, I stay in the house. I'm scared to come outside.
By 3 men that emerged from the black Nissan with AKs firing. Crash shot back, but 3 AKs made him retreat. Despite the photos that circulated, medical examiners say he was hit once in the back and it went through his heart with a bunch of grazes to his lower extremities. Crash's girlfriend was in the car, but she was unharmed. Some people would say that they were looking for Man-Man and thought it was Man-Man in a truck at first. Some say that they was looking for either one of them, right? And some say the hit from Mad Max. Either way, Crash died on the scene. Cameras caught 4 suspects with masks getting gas later on that will be used to burn the stolen car that was used. Now stick with me, this is getting meaty. The stolen car was later linked to a stream of car robberies and a robbery of a Cleveland College recruit coach. Listen to this story of Jabrian Howard to further explain the web they weave when they weave what they wove.
Breaking news now, an 18-year-old man has been indicted in connection with what prosecutors are calling a crime spree, including that carjacking of an Ohio State football coach in Cleveland last week. Officials say Jabrian Howard faces charges in that case and others, including another carjacking and a robbery at a Cleveland ATM. Also, a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old were also charged in juvenile court in connection with those crimes.
Because Jabrian Howard, Anari Wallace, Aringo Harris, 2 other juvenile boys will be charged for a crime spree that includes basically a college scout. Reports would say on November 1st, 2023, around 7:40 p.m., the victim, 61, was with a 6-year-old son withdrawing money from the ATM located on St. Clair Avenue and East 152nd Street in Cleveland. Brian Howard, along with a 15-year-old male, approached the victim from behind and fired several shots. They then pistol whipped the victim across the face and demanded the money and his keys. The victim handed over $40 and fired his gun in self-defense, striking Jabrian Howard in the stomach and the 15-year-old in the arm. They returned fire at the victim, and one of the bullets went into the house across the street. Both Howard and the 15-year-old ran towards their vehicle, a reported stolen black Toyota Corolla, and fled the scene. The victim called the police, and the Cleveland Division responded to the scene. On December 11, 2023, around 2 p.m., the victim, OSU football coach Keenan Bailey, 28, was parked at Ginn Academy in Cleveland. Jabrian Howard, along with the 15-year-old male and a 17-year-old, parked near the victim. One of the males approached the victim, pointing a gun at him and stated, "Give me your keys, give me your wallet, give me your phone." He then drove away in the victim rented Dodge Durango, and the 2 others followed in a white Lexus that had previously been reported stolen. CDP responded to the scene. On December 11, around 2:30 p.m., the victim, 38, was parked in her driveway with 3 children in the car near East 103rd Street and Elk Avenue in Cleveland. Jabrian Howard, along with the 15-year-old male and the 17-year-old, parked near the victim. One of the males approached the victim's driver's side window, tapped on the glass with a gun and stated, "Let me in before I kill you." The victim drove away and called the police. Brian Howard and a 15-year-old male and a 17-year-old male then fled the scene in a stolen Dodge Durango that they just got from Dog. On December 11th, around 2:45 p.m., the victim, 67, was parked in front of a residence near Parkwood Avenue and Bryant Avenue in Cleveland. Brian Howard, along with the 17-year-old male and the 15-year-old, parked near the victim. One of the males approached the victim and attempted to pull open the car door. He then pulled out a gun and demanded she open the door. The victim drove away and called the CDP. Brian Howard, the 15-year-old male, and the 17-year-old male then fled the scene in a stolen Dodge Durango. On December 11, around 4 p.m., the officers with the CDP observed a Dodge Durango on Lakeview Road in Cleveland. Jabrian Howard, along with Anari Wallace, 19, Aringra Harris, 18, and 17-year-old male and a 15-year-old male continued to flee at high rates of speed and drove through several red lights and stop signs. The CDP helicopter observed the Dodge Durango and tracked the vehicle movement. The vehicle slowed down on Whitmore Avenue, and the 5 occupants inside the vehicle bailed and attempted to flee the scene. Officers with the CDP arrested Jabrian Howard, Anari Wallace, and the 17-year-old male and the 15-year-old male. Aringo Harris was later identified. But here's the catch. This is meaty. Rakeem, yes, the guy Crash allegedly once fought for, dropped some jewelry, some say a necklace, on the scene, leading to DNA and him getting a warrant for Crash's murder.
Just a press of a button and then a pull of trigger and it's going to spray bullets everywhere.
That gun safe in the hands of the sheriff. Deadly on the streets. Those weapons just seized by a new unit trying to get guns like these out of the wrong hands. The guns were confiscated following a search at a home in Cleveland last week. One suspect arrested and charged. 19-year-old Raheem Stubblefield now in jail, facing several charges, including aggravated murder. And he's also looking at the possibility of federal gun charges.
He would not snitch on the other 3 with him on the murder, but on Jabrian Howard for stealing the car for him that was used to go on the Crash hit. Now, since this is Midwest Steppas, I gotta give y'all the backstory. What I mean by the backstory, because this is what most people say, but behind the scenes, I hear that the people on that videotape look like some other people. So, another rumor behind Crash's death is that after Crash's death, there was a hit put on somebody's head who recently got hit in the head. And that's all I can say about that right there. But it was also rumored in retaliation for Crash's death that Josh Hay, his sister, the Crash Gang general, house would get shot up, hitting Josh Hay's daughter that she has with London, one of the head members of the Blitz and the bigger brother to Hawk. And none of this is confirmed, man. You know, that's just what we do on this channel. We talk about the facts, we talk about the rumors, and that's a rumor. Crazy. It just shows the web we weave. Look how this network strings together. It's really a cycle. And just because Rakeem is the only person locked up for Crash murder, don't mean the universe didn't pay the other alleged culprits a visit. If they truly had something to do with it, that is. Because like I say, Rakeem is the only one who pleaded for it. He's currently facing Fed charges for guns that he had when arrested for Crash murder. But Timo, aka Drench, will be rumored for other murders besides Crash that I won't say, but is convicted on the murder of Eric Grady, then barricaded himself in a room. Check it out.
An emotional night here in Cleveland and a violent weekend for the city. A 3rd person killed in the Buckeye Woodhill neighborhood of the city in the last 24 hours. The most recent one, 7:15, a 25-year-old man, according to EMS, was shot and killed on Woodhill Road at the intersection of Holton Avenue. Now, we're told that the shooting happened further up Woodhill Road. The victim was likely in a car and shot and then somehow he ended up outside of the car. When we got here, his body lay on the street along with tons of evidence markers that not only mark the number of times maybe bullets have been fired, but any other evidence that could be critical to this case. At this point, we do not know the victim's identity, but this comes after 2 men were shot on Friday. A 30-year-old man was shot and killed, and a 35-year-old man was shot and killed just about 4 blocks away from here on East 108th. Again, an emotional scene tonight as loved ones and friends gathered hearing about the news and were just brought to tears. Detectives are working the case as far as we know.
U.S. Marshal Northern Ohio Violent Fugitive Task Force arrested 18-year-old Timothy Edwards Tuesday morning in Cleveland. The Cleveland Division of Police wanted Edwards in connection to 2 shootings that occurred last summer. According to U.S. Marshals, authorities located Edwards in a residence on the 2700 block of East 124th Street in Cleveland. During the arrest, Edwards allegedly barricaded himself in an upstairs bedroom before eventually surrendering to officers. Sometimes a person comes out the door, they admit to who they are, they go into custody nice and easy. Today is not that day with him, Edwards, Ann Murphy said. In addition to taking Edwards into custody, law enforcement recovered a handgun equipped with a switch device at the scene. So we've got a fugitive wanted for multiple shootings who's still in possession of a very dangerous firearm. So who knows where his next few months would have led. And we're very happy to have him off the streets.
Edwards is suspected in a shooting on July 15th at East 9th and Boulevard that left 1 woman injured, and also a shooting on July 20th in the area of Woodhill Road and Hilton Avenue where a 34-year-old man was hurt. At the time of both, Edwards was just 17. Explains Edwards barricaded himself inside an upstairs bedroom for hours as the marshals tried to get him out and get him to comply with orders.
According to officials, the first shooting allegedly involved Edwards took place in the early morning hours of July 15, 2024, near East 9th Street and Boulevard Road in downtown Cleveland. The victims involved in the shooting was a female. No condition on the victim was provided. The second shooting incident happened on July 20 of 2024 in the area of Woodhill Road and Holden Avenue, where a 34-year-old Eric Grady was shot and killed. News 3 previously reported that the officers responded to the shot spotter alert of multiple shots fired in the area of Holden Avenue and Woodhill Road at around 6:50 p.m. Upon arriving at the scene, they found Grady dead. Wow, shit, bro. B-Thing out here is serving time also and get out around 2042 for the murder of Marquise, allegedly. Mind you, these are kids, teenagers, man. And here's my take on it from my perspective based on my journey as a parent. And I wasn't the best one, but what I learned is we have to be more intentional with making children and having sex. Most of us didn't intend on having children. It wasn't planned. We was moving, having a good time, wind up fucking. We was planned relationships and having sex, then ended up with unplanned children most of the time. Young ourselves, and it doesn't matter if you come from a good home and have the support of both parents. For parents young, trying to figure things out themselves and working all these hours trying to create this life where children can have something different. See, I did that with my first child. And in a haste to say, she didn't get the version of me that I am for my younger children. She got the dumb unprepared me. And with children 0 to 7 of age, it's most important because children's brain is in beta, the hypnosis state. This is when you need the most time to basically program your child. This is when you teach them how to deal with their emotions on the subconscious realm, conflict resolution, the reasons for morals, cause and effect, which is the action equal consequence, right? But we spend most of this time at work and too tired. Plus, we never was taught this ourselves. From 7 to 14, the brain works off another frequency where they start to generate their own character. But with these public schools, everything you try to teach goes out the window because your neighbor didn't program their children, and one bad apple spoils the bunch. That's why they said it took a village to raise a child. They say the school system as a whole is programming our children to a greater effect than us separately can do. And they know that. Did you know when the slave owners went to Jim Crow and asked, how do you get slaves to behave like his? He said, do they know who they are? The slave owners didn't understand what it meant. Jim said, as long as they know who they are, they'll never conform. I'm paraphrasing. That's when they started separating the fathers from the mothers and the mother from the child. They knew the mother was the one passing down the history through folklore, so they took the children from the mother and separated them also, never to see their mothers again. That way, they could indoctrinate the children with their operating system, using school systems later on. They did the same thing in Europe, where Rockefeller got the whole school system from. Why you think cartoons went from Reading Rainbow, Sesame Street, to Beavis and Butthead, Family Guy, little horny raunchy cartoons like Robot Chicken, and a lot of other shit? If you pay attention to what they watching, you'll be like, what the fuck is this? I'm just saying, it's a spiritual and mental fight. They going after the kids, and they want us checked out of it. And they doing a good job. Knowing is half the battle. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You, me, and I'm you. Peace.